Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Howells. I'm the Managing Director with DataTag. And I'm here today to give you a brief introduction to the official CESAR scheme and its latest developments. A number of years ago, it was widely reported that as much as £1 to £1.5 million worth of plant and machinery was stolen every week in the United Kingdom. As much as €8 million was estimated to be stolen across Europe. And the problems encountered by the police. What are these machines? How can we identify them? Who can we call at 2 o'clock in the morning if we find a machine at the side of the road? And in fact, are they stolen? So when the UK won the bid to host the Olympic Games in 2012, and with the east of London becoming the largest construction site in Western Europe, there was a real concern about theft. So the CEA, the Construction Equipment Association, along with the Agricultural Engineers Association, worked very closely with the police to design an official, secure international registration scheme for all plants and machinery, called the CESAR scheme. You might be familiar with these triangles on the side of machines. These unique tamper-evident plates have lots of security features built in. QR codes for ease of identification and even microchip technology. But each machine also comes with other microchip technology hidden throughout the machine, from wiring looms through to acoustic foam. There are hundreds of data dots, as you can see there on the fingernail, hidden in all the nooks and crannies of a machine. And we even have a unique forensic DNA, which allows us or police to identify the components of a machine right down to a molecular level. We have to support this with a 24/7 call center for police and for customers. And I'm pleased to say that most of the major manufacturers are now fitting this as standard, with around about 80% of construction companies fitting it and around 90% within the agricultural sector. Major insurers support it. And right from day one, the concept of this initiative was to make it easier for police officers to identify a machine without real experience. So it's had a massive impact in helping to reduce theft, and it's helped to reduce theft by about 60% for plant and machinery, and around about 40% for tractor theft. And last year, in one police operation where over 65 machines were recovered and found estimated to be worth about £500,000, 97% of those machines were not fitted with CESAR, demonstrating that it's acting as a fantastic deterrent to theft. In fact, when police officers find machines with their numbers tampered with or removed completely, it can take them anywhere between 4 to 8 hours, if not longer, to identify a machine. But with CESAR, it's only taking 10 minutes. So it's the world's largest database of its kind. It's secure and accredited. And now with over 400,000 machines registered with us, it has lent itself very much so for this next stage of development. And that's helping to clarify and verify what engine is in a machine and what stage is based on its emissions. So I'm now going to play a short video to explain the latest developments. Thank you.
Managing emissions on the road is pretty easy. And we're on our way to having greener, cleaner cities. But on construction sites, it's not so easy. Without any registration numbers or other unique identifiers, it's hard to know how clean a construction machine is, even for site managers. CESAR ECV solves this problem. As the only official registration scheme for construction machines, we've been capturing all of the important data about construction machines since 2007. Now, with CESAR ECV, we can easily display engine-specific emission data with a triangular security marking plate that features a 5-digit alphanumeric code. With our easy-to-use clearing portal, managers can create projects, add sites, and invite suppliers. Suppliers can then add their machinery manifests based on ECV codes, so that the system can provide each machine's specific data that will be required on site, including engine emission levels. From there, auditors and project managers can drill down into this ECV data to ensure compliance, less confusion, less errors, and more understanding and control of construction machine emissions. With clear, colour-coded visible labels displaying each machine's emission stage, you can ensure any non-compliant machines are kept off-site. To find out how you can get involved, head to CESARscheme.org/ECV.
Hello, I hope you enjoyed that short video explaining a little bit about the new CESAR ECV scheme. My name's Dave Luscombe and I work for the Construction Industry Association, managing the ECV project. I'm now going to take you through a short presentation explaining a little bit more about ECV, its background and how it can help in the management of emissions from off-highway machinery. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, road traffic has been increasing exponentially over the last decade. With the exception of the last 2 years of the pandemic, road traffic levels have increased year on year. And this has had a major impact on UK carbon emissions and also UK air quality. And it's the air quality that's really causing the government a headache at the moment. Without any shadow of a doubt, air quality is a government priority. And it's been made even more so because a number of environmental groups have taken the government to court, claiming that government air quality limits in some cities like London breach international standards. So it's no doubt that as we come out of the pandemic, Boris's Build Back Better campaign will include focusing on air quality and creating cleaner, greener cities. Now, managing the emissions from cars is quite simple. The DVLA in Swansea have electronic data from every car produced from the manufacturer that includes engine emission data, the Euro standard of the car. So a local authority can set up a low emission zone, install ANPR cameras and read the number plates of cars as they come into the area, giving them the data they need to impose fines on non-compliant vehicles and allow those in that do comply. But ironically, within those same zones are construction sites where there is very often no management of the emissions from the machines. With the exception of the GLA and HS2 sites, local authorities currently aren't looking at emissions from NRMM, but that's set to change because the focus has to be on cleaning the cities in totality. But one of the challenges facing local authorities is that if you can't measure it, you can't improve it. So how do you measure emissions from off-highway machinery? Well, there is a framework of regulations already out there, the NRMM, or non-road mobile machinery regulations, that cover machines from 37 kilowatt to 560 kilowatt. But the current process is very paperwork heavy. It relies on people completing forms, giving engine data about the machinery and submitting it. But when all that's been submitted, the next question is what happens on the ground? How are those machines audited? Each machine carries an engine plate, and that engine plate will have the EU type approval number stamped on it. But reading those numbers isn't very easy. It comes in a coded format and requires an expert to be able to understand it. Also, it requires putting a human into a live construction site, which is a dangerous place to be. And with all the health and safety focus on separating working machines and humans, it's not something anybody's particularly keen on. And it was because of that that the construction industry came up with the concept of CESAR ECV. Using the successful and now highly recognised CESAR scheme as a platform, the addition of engine emission data from the manufacturers supplied electronically has allowed us to build effectively a DVLA of off-highway machinery. We create a self-adhesive, tamper-evident, colour-coded type approval plate of our own that reflects the number underneath the bonnet and replicates it, giving a stage number on a triangle placed next to the existing CESAR triangle. The benefits of this are multiple. It builds on the successful CESAR platform and it provides an easy long-distance identification mechanism. You see a green triangle and you know it's a stage 5 machine. Any auditors wishing to do a deep dive can interrogate the QR code on the label and get as much detail as they need. If there are any questions, we have the 24/7 contact center that they can use. And very importantly, unlike a car number plate, these labels can't be removed. Their tamper evident nature means that when they're on a machine, they're on a machine for life. The rollout of ECV has been very successful. Big manufacturers coming on board, fitting the system as standard as the machines roll off the production line, meaning that at point of use, it's free. For machine contractors, for plant hire companies who've got existing fleets, there's the option of upgrading their fleets. Anything from electric to stage 2 machines can be retrofitted with the system to be compliant where a site requires it. We work quite closely with HS2 and Balfour Beatty in the creation of the ECV project, and we're delighted that HS2 now will accept ECV as part of the registration process to work on a HS2 site. And we're looking forward to working with construction companies like Balfour Beatty to actually roll out ECV to their plant suppliers too. So there you have it in a nutshell. Building on an industry recognised scheme, it's a simple, highly visible, secure ID plate that gives all the information you need, working smarter, not harder. It simplifies the registration process to get a machine on site. It simplifies compliance for the contractor and for the site operator, and it simplifies compliance for registration. We have a number of labels for new machines and for existing fleets. So whether you're buying new or you have machinery that you wish to upgrade, you can be part of the ECV rollout and make sure that your machines are compliant as emissions become something that every local authority has to pay attention to. If you'd like to know more about ECV, you can visit our website at CESARscheme.org/ECV, where all the details are there and contact numbers about how you can engage with us, our partners in this day-to-day ID. I hope that's answered all your questions, and thank you for your time.